Good afternoon for you, all of you. It's a little bit of a challenge to be up on the end because we get tired, it's warm, and I really hope I have a story to share that lifts your soul, perhaps. Why not? Today I want to talk to you about the journey ahead, from being a student to finding a job in the Netherlands. My agenda is very brief. I have a brief introduction of myself and 3 stories, short ones, all of them with a short lesson that I'm going to leave on the table for you to take home today. So, who am I? Well, I am a graduate of a Bachelor's in Finance by Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico. I am Mexican. I have a doing business in Eastern Europe degree in the School of Economics in Prague. I studied Chinese in Fudan University in Shanghai, China. I did an internship in the Walt Disney World program during my studies of university. And when I graduated my university, I worked for 2 years in the real estate sector in Mexico. Now, when you work in the real estate sector, you're a little bit of everything doer. You are doing accounting, you're doing legal, you're doing sales, you're doing this and that, and I still wanted a change of a career path. So I said one day to myself, I am going to do a master's, and I'm going to figure out what is this change of career path that I'm going to encounter with. And that's graduation, and this is Sofia. After graduation, I have done it all. I have found an internship right after graduation. I found myself a part-time job, and then I found myself a full-time job.
Nice.
All of this, I have to say in a remark that I did it in the top of the pandemic that hit the world, that I graduated in the heat of the moment in September 2020 with all of the hopes in my pocket and really looking forward to achieve my dreams. So, lesson number 1. Align yourself with your end goal and give it all you've got in order to achieve it. It was precisely in the corporate week in the master's program where I figured out that what I wanted to do was project management. I took this fantastic workshop with Rui Santos and I said, this is me. It's like doing real estate but in the office, you know? It's like a little bit of everything, all of the dynamism, all of my energy is going to be put in the office but with results in multiple departments, and this is what I want. So what happened? I started looking for jobs like everyone because the finish line is right ahead and you want to achieve all of these goals that you have in your mind. And what I did was that I found myself an internship at Friesland Campina on project management in the GMGA division, Growth Markets and Global Accounts in business to business. But it was an internship, right? I had to take it because I had graduated in the middle of a pandemic, and against all odds, you would have thought that I would have found a job right after graduation, but what I found was an internship. And that is in fact not precisely accurate because it was a fantastic one. One in which I proved that I had chosen right, that my path in project management was what I truly wanted, and that gave me the experience to continue applying for jobs. So this is what I want to say with that. Align yourself with your end goal and give it all you've got in order to achieve it. When I finished my master's, I thought for a moment, am I really going to activate my orientation year permit for an internship? Am I going to put 6 months of those 12 that I have to give it to this, to bet on the fact that the company hires me? Will I? And I did. And it was worth it. Lesson number 2, dare to take risks. Now, I had an internship, and what do I have to say? I needed to find a part-time job because needless to say how much you get paid in the internship, and you know what they say, you have to choose your battles, but once you choose them, you have to fight until the end. My residence permit was expiring on the 21st of September of 2021, and I had until then to give it all I've got to achieve what I wanted. So I looked for a part-time job. Now, let me tell you a story. When we were in the master's, we had an entrepreneurship assignment in which we had to find an entrepreneur, local, you probably know this already, and you had to find a company that the entrepreneur had 15 employees. These 2 companies here are 2 Maastricht companies, coffee lovers, you probably know them already, there's plenty of these cafes around the city. And this is Blanchstein, the coffee roasters, the best beans in town, the best coffee cups, here you find them. And I promise you all that in the entrepreneurship assignment, I thought of this too. I thought, I'm gonna go and ask, and I'll interview these people. But then, for coffee lovers, I saw so many of them that I started making my assumptions. I was like, the owner of Coffee Lovers probably lives in Amsterdam or something. He's not gonna be in Maastricht. And then I thought of going to the Blanchstyle in the Wolfstraat. But every time I passed by this very charming shop, I only saw 2 or 3 people working there. So I was like, no, I don't think it's 15 people there. Well, and I had to find a part-time job. I am a fond coffee lover, literally. So I applied to here, and I sent my cover letter. A cover letter that I promised you all that broke all of the rules, half a page, 2 photos of the latte art I've made, super into my heart why I love coffee and why I want to work for you. And I nailed the interview. I get called by the HR manager, and little did I know that the HR manager was going to be one of the owners of Coffee Lovers. I am sitting there in front of this lady, and when she's interviewing me, she starts telling me, we are a local company, we live here, we have over 150 employees. And I thought of my entrepreneurship assignment, I was like, wow, I could have been here earlier. Soon she told me also that the owners of Coffee Lovers are the same, together, or Blanchstyle and Coffee Lovers both. And I was given a job in customer service as a sales worker in the new opening of Blanchstyle in the Sphinx Quartier in the Brickenbau building. I highly recommend that you go pass by, it's really cool. And I worked for them for 9 months. 9 months that surpassed the internship time. And I loved my part-time job so much that when I found my job, my full-time job, I still was there in the weekends. Today, the owners of Coffee Lovers and Blanchstyle are people that I used to sell coffee from and have become people I have coffee with. Truly important local business people, having worked for such a local Dutch company against all odds perhaps, without the language skills, and having dared to knock the door and take the risk, has been one of the best experiences I've had in the journey after my master's. But then comes the story of the full-time job. And the lesson here is, there is an opportunity around the corner, and you need to believe this. I relate with Alicia because when I was applying for jobs, I found my full-time job on the 1st of April of 2021. So it's about to be 5 months, 6 months that I'm there. And I did it after having looked for a job for 11 months. I started looking for jobs on May of 2020. And it's been a journey applying for all of them. But you start using LinkedIn. I was in the pandemic through it all, so of course you start to get a bit desperate. Naturally, in any other time, plus pandemic. So you're trying to look into everywhere, and you started to shoot like everywhere and apply to all of the easy applies with cover letter, without cover letter, just do it, send it. And then one day, I finally nailed that one interview that brought me to the full-time job where I am today. Today I am the executive assistant to the CEO of the owners of the company. And it is precisely an all-around management position where I do a little bit logistics, a little bit registration, a little bit marketing, a little bit management, and plenty to do and results to share and follow in the multiple departments of the company. Now, the thing is about having found a job around the corner is because of this. This is sort of a compressed map here, a screenshot of Google Maps of what Maastricht is. This is my route by bike that I took to MSM every day, or at least Monday to Friday for the first 6 months of my master's before the pandemic. And if you take a little bit of a closer look, here you start getting close to Forum Mec. Here is MSM. And here is Syneria Holdings. Syneria Holdings is a trading company dedicated to agricultural chemicals located 550 meters away of MSM. I used to bike buy the building where my current full-time job is, twice per day, 5 times a week, for 6 months. And I kind of for a moment perhaps discarded that I could have an opportunity so close. And this is the message that I want to convey to you today. That there is a possibility of finding a job, the right opportunity, everywhere where you are. Someone to meet. You see a door, knock. There's an opportunity, take it. They're giving it to you, grab it, cherish it and do it, because it's going to be perhaps not exactly what you wanted, but then it's going to be somewhere that leads you somewhere else. So mark my words. Success is going to find you by committing to your dreams and giving all you've got in order to achieve them. Success is going to find you by taking the risk, and success is going to find you by daring to believe that there is an opportunity around the corner for you. Thank you.